I'm here with Jared Clement, our Director of Leasing. So Jared, welcome.
Thanks, Mike. Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to chat with you. Ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I think today, Jared, since you're our top leasing specialist and guru here, we're going to dive a little bit into centralized leasing, and especially as it relates to the work we do on lease-ups and property management leasing.
We have basically three parts of what we do for leasing. It's marketing, property management, and then like a leasing professional. And the combination of how those people all work together is what we call centralized leasing.
Yeah.
The professional on-site salesperson is typically a little bit more talented or a little bit better than legacy type property managers or assistant property managers that typically are responsible for leasing. We just see like less resident friction or more or less resident incoming friction for signing leases when we have like professional type salesmen kind of clearly demonstrating and conveying the value proposition for the property and everything.
Yeah. No, I think fundamentally, look, you're seeing it more and more recently across the industry. Everyone's talking about centralization this, centralization that, and it makes a lot of sense because, traditionally you're looking at the industry and saying, especially on the leasing side for a second, if we're diving into that,
sure.
Why do I have this full-time, assistant property manager who's focused on leasing on site for, a handful of turnovers or, 20, 30% turnovers a year, for instance, and they're getting full-time salary. You really don't need them to operate the building otherwise.
Right.
And oh, by the way, they're actually an entry-level, position that's hoping to be a property manager one day, right? They're not even, they don't want to be a salesperson. They don't want to be doing sales. They're not good at sales.
Right. They're there to do property management, and they have so many property management tasks that if you're going to toss leasing onto their plate too, it's probably not going to go that well.
Yeah. So it was one of the things we always thought was so obvious is, if you can bring in a professional sales team, quote unquote sales team doing leasing on a fractional basis or an on-demand basis, now it's called centralized. We called it sort of on-demand or fractionalized for a while. Now it's sort of centralization is the term. And I think, that makes sense, certainly. So we have the team based in our home office. We can give them a standardized playbook and training and game plan and tightly integrated with our marketing and only have them, be at a property or working on a property when it's needed, right? Not full time. So you don't have that full expense load for the full year. And how we do it too is so that they're incentivized to do more leases because they're getting paid on a performance basis, as we are from our clients in those cases. So, it's aligned with the way clients and properties need the results that they're expecting to get. And it's also, it just, again, to the point you made earlier, it reduces friction. It's a better resident experience too, because you get someone who can really explain the property well, is trained to, in that leasing process to do it so well that really residents really understand what they're going to be moving into or leasing, and allows them to make a good solid decision.
Yeah, definitely. And I think centralization has really become like a buzzword in the industry. And I think a lot of centralization is like automatically going to like, let's get all the technology out there. Let's do all this virtual type of leasing. But I think the on-demand setup that we have is what like really works.